Let's talk about a newly published study that investigated how MRI scans may save millions of men from unnecessary prostate cancer biopsies. Conducted in Germany, researchers investigated 593 men with suspected prostate cancer. The key finding? Using MRI as a screening tool before deciding to do a biopsy is both safe and effective. In fact, nearly half of the men with negative MRI results were able to avoid unnecessary biopsies, even after 3 years of follow-up. Here's how the research was carried out. All 593 men underwent high-quality MRI scans. Based on the results, they were divided into two groups. Those with negative MRI results, considered low risk, and those with positive MRI results, deemed intermediate or high risk. The low-risk group was monitored for 3 years without immediate biopsy, while the high-risk group underwent targeted biopsies. Out of 286 men with initially negative MRI results, only 7 were diagnosed with clinically significant prostate cancer during the 3-year monitoring period. That's just 3% of the group. This means the negative predictive value of MRI for clinically significant prostate cancer was 96%. Truly impressive. Of the 307 men with positive MRI results, 270 underwent immediate biopsies. Among these, 157 or 58% were found to have clinically significant prostate cancer. So the MRI was pretty good at identifying men who actually needed further investigation. This MRI-first approach could really change the game in prostate cancer screening, but one key limitation is that all the MRIs in this study were performed at high-volume academic centers and interpreted by expert radiologists. This level of expertise might not be available everywhere, which could affect the accuracy of MRI interpretation in other settings. It seems like the success of this approach really depends on having skilled radiologists to interpret the MRI results. Another important factor is the structured follow-up program for men with negative MRI results. The researchers implemented a safety net approach with regular checkups and PSA tests over the 3-year period. This monitoring protocol was crucial in catching the few cases of cancer that did develop in men with initially negative MRIs. Implementing such a program more broadly would require buy-in from both healthcare providers and patients. It would also need to be adapted to fit within different healthcare systems and resource constraints. But, and this is key, the potential benefits in terms of reducing unnecessary biopsies and catching significant cancers early could make it worthwhile to explore implementing similar protocols in various settings. I can see how this approach could have significant implications for both patients and healthcare systems, but I'm wondering about the cost implications. MRIs aren't cheap. While this particular study didn't specifically look at cost effectiveness, it's a logical conclusion that reducing the number of biopsies could lead to significant cost savings, not to mention the reduction in potential complications and anxiety associated with biopsies. It's definitely an area that warrants further economic analysis, particularly for regions and countries with low economic resources. I also wonder how much resistance American insurance companies will put up. Another area that could use more investigation is how to best manage men who have positive MRI results but negative initial biopsies. In this study, about 19% of men with positive MRI results had no cancer found on biopsy. These men were also monitored for 3 years, and some did end up being diagnosed with cancer later on. This group presents a particular challenge. The MRI suggests there might be something there, but the biopsy doesn't find it. It highlights how complex prostate cancer diagnosis can be. The researchers mentioned that incorporating other risk factors like PSA density or genetic testing could potentially enhance the accuracy of risk prediction. However, this wasn't a focus of the current study. It's definitely an area ripe for future research. But overall, this study represents a significant step forward in prostate cancer. This study provides strong evidence for the safety and effectiveness of using MRI as a triage tool for prostate biopsies. It shows that we can potentially avoid a large number of unnecessary biopsies without missing many clinically significant cancers. That's a big deal in a field where overdiagnosis and overtreatment have been ongoing concerns. I think there are several important takeaways. First, for men with suspected prostate cancer, getting an MRI before a biopsy could be a good option to consider. Second, if the MRI is negative, it's very likely that there's no aggressive cancer present, but ongoing monitoring is still important. Third, while this approach seems promising, it's crucial to have high-quality MRI and expert interpretation for it to be effective. Finally, it's important to remember that this is an evolving field. Future research combining MRI results with other risk factors could lead to even more refined and personalized screening strategies. This MRI-first approach has the potential to reduce anxiety, complications, and costs associated with unnecessary biopsies, while still providing effective cancer detection. It's a step towards more personalized medicine in prostate cancer screening. As we close out, please remember to click the like and subscribe button. It helps us spread prostate cancer awareness. You can read the full study by clicking the link in the description below. And, as always, please feel encouraged to write your questions and comments below too. Thanks for watching.